What's up, traders? Happy Friday. Hope everybody is doing well and that you all had a good trading week. If you did not have a good trading day or trading week, make sure that you're taking the time this weekend to journal and to look back into the charts and see where you slipped up and where you can improve. It's really important to be taking the weekends in general to be practicing and reviewing that game film, if you will. So with that said, I got another daily recap for you guys based on my trade plans. And for those who are new to the channel, I post these trade plans every single day, Monday through Friday, in our free Facebook group. You can find a link to our Facebook group to join down in the description. So let's get started. So as you can see here, we have the trade plan pulled up. We have some key levels for the 30th. We have 33.19.25, 32.90.75, 32.77.25, 32.50, and 32.26. We had one news event that I put on there because it was medium impact, so it could have a little bit of effect on the market. But mostly what I was interested in is how the overnight inventory was positioned to the settlement price. So with that said, let's dig into the profile a little bit. So here you can see that we have our profile set up. This is today's regular trading hours session. This is the overnight session. This is yesterday's regular trading hours session, or the New York session. And then this is the previous overnight session. So with that, going back to my trade plan, my thoughts and my observations were consisting of the fact that overnight inventory is net short. Now, I determined overnight inventory was net short because the settlement price was at 33.02. Let me double check here. 33.02.25. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to just plot this level here. So we'll say 10.29 settlement, 33.02.25. And we got that level plotted. All right, so now that we have settlement here, I'm going to draw a box around the overnight profile. So how we determine that overnight inventory is short, as many of you may know by watching these videos, overnight inventory is 100% net short because the entirety of price action in the overnight session is below the settlement price. So when overnight inventory is short, we look for the New York session the next day to fade the overnight inventory to the upside. So going back to the trade plan here, you can see that I said that we are looking to open in value from yesterday's session, which means we are opening within the value area from yesterday's regular trading hours profile. Today I was looking for acceptance above the October 30th overnight high at 32.90.75. And since overnight inventory was short, I was looking for the higher probability play, which was for New York to fade the overnight inventory to the upside. Now, if price could hold above the overnight high and use that as support, I was going to be looking to take longs up to the October 29th overnight high. In addition to that, I would be looking to target the October 28th regular trading hours high and higher. If we could not hold above that level, then I was going to be looking for downside targets from yesterday's profile. So you can see that we actually moved up very quickly above this 32.90.75 level upon open. I will go back to the profile here and you can see, just zooming in just so you guys can really get an idea, O period is open, right? So price opened around here. Price moved above, you can see B period, that is the next period after open here. So price opened in B period, moved above that 32.90.75 level, which was my line in the sand today. And we did not hold or get acceptance above that level, right? Very similar to yesterday, where, actually on the flip side of yesterday, I should say, where we peaked below the low of yesterday's overnight session, and then we moved up. Today, we peaked above the high of the overnight session, which was my line in the sand, and then moved below and proceeded to hit many of my downside targets. So moving forward and going into the trade plan a little further, we're going to see that under the scenarios section, I said upon open, I'll be looking to see if we can get acceptance above that 32.9075 level, which is the overnight high from the most recent session. If we can hold above that level, I'll be looking for a move back to yesterday's value area high at 33.19 and higher. If we don't hold above that 32.9075 level, I'm going to be looking for shorts down towards yesterday's lower profile levels, which is exactly what happened. So once again, we got the lower probability play. Overnight inventory was short, so we were looking for upside today. So this faked out a ton of people, very, very likely over here. Peaking above the high, people were probably looking and hoping for a breakout, towards yesterday's higher profile levels, which indeed, again, was the higher probability play. Now, if you don't have if-then scenarios planned out and you're only saying, okay, well, the higher probability play is to go long, so I'm going long, don't do that. It's going to be a waste of your time and certainly a waste of your money. So what you want to do is you want to wait and see the reaction. You want to see if we can get acceptance above the level. So again, my line in the sand was 32.9075, and I was looking for acceptance above that level. What acceptance means is that we spend time there and we do business above that level. We get accepted above that level, to drive it home even further. So obviously we couldn't hold that level, so we proceeded to move down. Now going back to the profile, you can see that my targets were as follows. If ES moves and holds above 32.9075, target 32.9625, 33.02, 33.10, 31.19, and 33.2825. On the downside, if ES moves and holds below 32.9075, my targets were 32.87, 32.8175, 32.7725, 32.60, and 32.5575. So let's go back to the profile and we'll take a look and see what exactly happened. So after price lost this level right here, we could not hold this as support. Once again, we peaked above, came back below. First downside target was 32.87. This was because this was at a time a naked point of control. This was a naked point of control from the regular trading hour session of October 28th, and that is why it was my first downside target below the overnight high. Second downside target, 32.8175. 32.8175 was again an initial balance level from that same profile on October 28th, and that gave me a good level basically between my more recent profile levels that I thought was an acceptable target. So that was my second downside target right here. So that got hit very nicely. So just to reiterate, this was the line in the sand. Line in the sand broke into the downside. First target hit, POC from the 28 session. Second target hit. Once we lost this POC, we moved down to this initial balance level. Once we lost that initial balance level, we then proceeded to move down to my third downside target, which was the value area low from yesterday, 32.7725 right here. So if I zoom in a little bit, pull down yesterday's profile, you can see we had quite the range. We had an 83-point range yesterday. Our value area low was at 32.7725. Our value area high was at 33.1925. And these levels act like dominoes. That's how I treat them. So if we break this level, we're very likely to go to the next lower profile level. If we break this level, we're very likely to go to the next recent profile level lower, 81.75. If we break that, where's the dominoes falling? It's going to hit this 77 level, okay? So that was my third downside target, the 77.25. My fourth downside target was actually 32.60. And my third target was 32.60 because we had the regular trading hours low from the 28th, once again, at 32.60.75. So I thought that was a very likely place for price to go if we break this level here and we break this level here. Now I could have targeted this 32.70 level. I probably should have added that into the trade plan, to be honest, because it was a nice level. It was the overnight POC, which I mentioned is very, very often a level of interest. So we could have added that target, but I added a bit more of a wider target and went from 77 down to that 60 level. So once the 60 level got broken, we proceeded to move down to this low of the 29th overnight session. and that was actually my last downside target. So I did not have any targets covering the last 25 points of this move, and that's okay. You know, as a trader, we have to understand that we're always going to leave money on the table, and the sooner we're okay with that, the better we will become at trading. So if you look at my regular chart here, let me just blow this up a little bit. And let me do this. Right. So you can see here, especially if I remove these zones that I have drawn, just so you guys can see the profile levels a little bit more clearly. It's pretty obvious how much reaction these levels are going to get on a daily basis once you start plotting them and once you start watching the reaction for yourself. So if I go over to a 1000 tick, just so there's a little bit less price information so you can see reaction to these levels a little bit more clearly. I'll get rid of my indicators here, and we can really get an idea of how price is reacting to and offering up opportunity at these levels. Just cleaning up my chart here a little bit. All right. I think that gives a pretty clear view. All right, so you can see, actually let me toggle this real quick. All right, so here was where we opened up, about 7:30 a.m. my time. We proceeded to reject off of the value area high from the 28th. We moved down very nicely to the point of control from the 29th, and then, you know, very orderly, once again, as I usually say, moved down and through several other profile levels, giving up a lot of opportunity on the way. So you can see it's extremely precise. I mean, to the tick a lot of times on these levels. Not all the time, but a lot of times you will get to the tick reaction. You know, this was the current value area low for today. It was 31. It ended up being the value area low at the end of the day. So this area right here between 32.26 and 32.31, this created a really nice zone to take longs off of for, I mean, really even before the New York session opened up. So this was a really nice level all day to take good longs off of. You got good short opportunity off the range low from the 29th. Also, when that got extended a little bit, we got short opportunity from the overnight low on the 29th. Long opportunity off the overnight POC. Short opportunity off the value area high upon open. You guys get the idea here. So what we're looking for, and what I do typically, is I'm just plotting these levels every single morning, marking up my trade plans, looking at what the highest probability play is based on, you know, the relation to settlement and overnight inventory, and I mark out and I plan out my if-then scenarios, right? This is what I talk about in a lot of these recap videos. I have a line in the sand, right? So if we go back to the trade plan, you can see today my line in the sand was 32.90.75. Mark off a line in the sand, find an important level. If you use market profile, I highly suggest following along with these videos and following along with my trade plans, and you will really begin to see how powerful that this information really is. So, you know, just to reiterate one more time, we're going to go back to the profile and let's look at what happened today. So my trade plan stated 32.90.75 was the line in the sand. If we could not hold above this level, my trade plan stated that I would look for shorts down to these profile levels from yesterday and previous days this week. If we could hold above that level, above my line in the sand, that we were going to work to 96, 33.02, 33.10, 33.13, and 33.19, you know, just the higher profile levels that we have here. So today, the higher probability play did not play out. We got downside pressure upon open. We could not hold the 32.90 level. So all of my targets to the downside were indeed hit. That includes 32.87 as the first target, 32.81.75 as the second target, 32.77.25 as the third target, 32.60.75 as the fourth target, and 32, 55, 75 as the fourth target of the October 29th overnight low. All of those were taken out, and you can see that we did proceed to go about 30 points lower than my lowest downside target. However, my downside target range was about 30 points itself. So, I mean, if I can grab even a fraction of 30 points in the ES market every single day, I am a very, very happy guy. So, with that, I won't drag this video on for too long, but once again, I want to just continue to drive home the idea of looking for institutional levels. You can see right here, it's pretty cool, that if I were to, just in closing, if you will, if I were to just draw zones between these profile levels. Now, mind you, I don't manually plot these. These are all pre-calculated for me. Look at these areas that you have to take trades off of. It's kind of silly. That's why I'm laughing, because it's just tremendous opportunity. Tremendous. And you can see this is going back, days. It's really incredible. So once again, just to reiterate, market profile levels, they're pre-calculated. They are based on the most important things that make up any financial market: price, time, and volume. So when you're using market profile, you know that your levels are automatically higher probability and that you're most likely to get very good trade opportunity as long as you're interpreting this information properly. So if you guys enjoy these videos, if you like the daily recaps, the market profile forecasts, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It does make a difference. And if you're interested in learning more and having access to my trade plans on a daily basis, you can find them for free in my Facebook group in the description below. You can also find access to our website where you can sign up for one-on-one mentorship with myself. You can also get access to our proprietary indicator package and get access to our private Discord community where you can watch me trade Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern every single day. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch these videos and for being a part of the Trading Network. I hope you all have an excellent weekend, and I will see you on Sunday for the weekly forecast.